Because Sigma INFJs rarely communicate anything about themselves, people find it challenging to understand who they are and what they need or want. They want to be alone themselves, so they want to keep that level of solitude. Why do Sigma INFJs like to be by themselves in everything? 1. They want no one to force their opinions on them. Sigma INFJs are independent, self-sufficient people who can make their own decisions. They become less upset when things don't go their way the more free they are. When something goes wrong, all they want to do is take full responsibility for it and blame themselves. Thus, they don't want anyone else to become involved in their decisions. These incredibly skilled and intelligent animals know exactly what they're doing, and they can't afford to have outsiders meddling with their operations. For them to fully function, they must acquire complete authority and control over their life. They understand that they work best when left alone and unmonitored, even when some around them could take offense at their independence, and they don't want to sacrifice the outcome because someone intervened. What would you do as a Sigma INFJ if someone tried to influence your choices? 2. They wish for their well-being to be unaffected by bad energy. Despite their seeming insensitivity, Sigma INFJs admit that they are susceptible to the emotions and energies of others around them. Therefore, the Sigma would always be better off alone than with conflicting people when it comes to their enterprises, employment, academic pursuits, hobbies, and everyday obligations. Some individuals bring bad tension into their lives, which has an impact on their relationships. And because the Sigma are susceptible to this, they will be cautious and avoid becoming overly involved until they have had a chance to evaluate individuals in depth. They can't afford to ruin their inner calm in a couple of seconds because they have always worked so hard to keep it. They can still interact with people, but they would only do it superficially in order to keep themselves safe. 3. Distractions shouldn't impede their advancement. Distractions abound in the world, which is why the Sigma must safeguard themselves against them. Sigma INFJs prefer to concentrate on their final course of action. They have a lot of objectives to prioritize, and they can't hinder their own development by letting side events hold them down. These goal-oriented creatures think nothing can stand in their way until they allow it to, having worked so hard to realize their visions. Working behind high partitions and keeping their distance from others allows Sigma INFJs to concentrate on personal development. They prevented unreasonable disagreement, destructive criticism, and negative energy from ever coming their way in the first place. As a result, they are immune to them now. For them, development is just as important as well-being. They thus feel compelled to take all necessary precautions to shield it from distractions. Which outside factors do you, as a Sigma INFJ, view as distractions? 4. They like life better when they are by themselves. Sigma INFJs would want to explore their inner cosmos and have conversations with themselves and their higher selves. But most individuals find socializing more rewarding and pleasurable. These contemplative encounters bring them greater joy than simple social interaction. For them, this is the one moment of the day when they are free to be who they truly are, judgment and filter-free. Additionally, they can begin another day thoroughly conditioned and rejuvenated because they develop energies from their alone time. They occasionally reschedule events and appointments in order to spend more time by themselves. They might go so far as to tell their friends that they can't get enough of their priorities, which include taking care of themselves, spending time alone, and engaging in any activity that promotes well-being. As a result, individuals find being by themselves more pleasurable as well as therapeutic and stress-relieving. 5. They wish to explore who they truly are. Beyond what is initially observed, there is much more to learn about the Sigma. Their theories, ideologies, controversial beliefs, and provocative points of view simply reflect the depth of intellectual understanding they have gained via experience and reflection. Furthermore, it is their responsibility to preserve a certain degree of self-awareness in order to prevent their suffering and depth from developing into dangerous habits. But if they keep listening to other people's opinions, assumptions, stereotypes, and false descriptions from society, they will never be able to know themselves as they truly are, have pounded left to right in their view. However, individuals can liberate themselves from these indications and delve deeply into their domains by spending time alone and in their own company. Does spending time alone help you understand yourself better as a Sigma INFJ? 6. They require additional venues to express their creativity. The Sigma INFJs can never achieve their goals as long as people restrict, ignore, and obstruct their creative endeavors. But whether the world can stifle the Sigma INFJ's overwhelming talent has always determined the outcome. Sigma INFJs make the decision to alter their surroundings and withdraw from society because they are aware that this is something they can manage. They would prefer to work alone than collaborate with others who lack confidence in their abilities. Greater room and liberty are necessary for them to express their creativity. They can reach their goals more quickly and silently than previously by working in peace. 7. They must put their peace first. Sigma INFJs may wish for solitude, not because they're busy, but rather because they simply want to breathe, appreciate life, be aware of their surroundings, and live in the moment. When interacting with people, the Sigma INFJs find it difficult to focus on these crucial indications. Similarly, when people travel on a vacation with friends, they often overlook the beautiful scenery and the sounds of nature. They must thus go for a stroll, eat out, travel, and live in the moment alone if they want to experience their emotions more fully and clear their minds of any worldly concerns. Setting their own needs first also enables kids to think independently. Their well-being may suffer if they live for other people and neglect to nurture their own. Additionally, it has the ability to silence their inner voices and gut instincts. They may listen to their hearts, keep in touch with their emotions, and regain control of their brains by prioritizing their alone time. When you're at peace, what more amazing things can you accomplish? 8. They aspire to improve their interpersonal interactions. Although it may seem paradoxical, Sigma INFJs also value their alone time in order to be better individuals in their relationships. But how can spending time alone strengthen bonds with others? It first aids in the Sigma's development of self-awareness. The ability to recognize one's own inner conflicts, prejudices, biases, and turbulence and appropriately resolve them through introspection is the mark of self-awareness. Second, because people become more conscious of their emotions and how they respond to different stimuli, it aids in their ability to maintain composure and control. Third, being alone themselves helps individuals think clearly. They analyze their problems and find solutions rather than turning to harmful coping mechanisms or searching for diversion. They become better people for their friends, family, and relationships as a result of all these internal efforts. 9. They wish to increase their output. Sigma INFJs simply cannot relate to the idea that most individuals function better in groups, thus they don't comprehend it. They see this as the most disorganized and ineffectual method of getting things done. Certain individuals do better under strict supervision. Their presence seems to incentivize them to finish tasks and perform better. The Sigma can't take in that preference, even though they don't hate those who get more driven when they're near other people. Therefore, in order for them to achieve better results, more others must respect their decision to be alone. For this reason, people seek for workplaces that value independence and self-sufficiency that will allow them to continue doing the things they enjoy uninterrupted. Being an unsupervised worker, they also become more productive as a Sigma INFJ. 10. They are unable to relate to others. The Sigma INFJs can become alone at times due to their inability to comprehend the rationale and logic of others. After experiencing needless tragedies and irrational confrontations, Sigma INFJs have come to the conclusion that they don't belong in this universe. They have distinct priorities, are living on separate wavelengths, and have different needs and wants. They are at last content in their own company after realizing how different they are, and that they cannot relate to the interests of others. Since no one is interested in listening to them anyway, they are free to confide in others whenever they are having issues. While many may listen, very few actually have the courage to understand. Therefore, if Sigma INFJs stop identifying with other people, they will be happier and more content. Though they are always alone in everything, people may mistakenly believe that Sigma INFJs are lonely, but in actuality, they are happier and more content than anyone who hasn't discovered who they truly are. Do these resonate with you as a Sigma INFJ? Why do you wish to be by yourself all the time?